Computing power rises. Contract holdings are struggling. Short-term bankers should not engage in trouble. Binance facing trouble again. Will CZ leave? Vitalik is at war with ETH fans. MakerDAO escapes. Solana takes center stage. Who stipulates that if it is not rollup, it is not Layer 2? Ethereum's Layer 2 standard. What exactly is it? Who has the final say? Bitcoin spot ETF approved. The topic heats up again. JP Morgan's forecast. Audacious. Mining firms expand into Iceland. Where is the charm of Iceland? Change the world with cryptocurrencies. Get our wealth password. Let's become rich together.
This is Media Blockchain. On Tuesday, September 5th, I'm Michael. Say hello to everyone in Seoul. Today we first look at what happened to Binance again, because of suspicion, helping Russia launder money. You, as Department of Justice, they have to deal with Binance and Jail, initiate criminal proceedings. So in this case, we saw a few months ago, Binance appears, collective resignation of senior executives. What is included? Head of Asia Pacific region, Chief Strategy Officer of Binance, Senior Vice President of Compliance at Binance, Legal Counsel and Director of Investigations, etc. So this kind of action, causing some panic in the market. I was so scared that I quickly looked. Binance reserve status again. Binance's current reserves are $57.06 billion. 24-hour outflow. It is $7,900.77 million US. Compared to other exchanges, the outflow is a little bit too much, but judging from the amount of reserves, actually it's not a big problem. Compared to what we found before, reserves of $62 billion is shrunk, but the main reason is not the run. It's because of the market's decline, because in Binance's reserves, a lot of it is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins. If priced in US dollars, it's down no. But actually, there are not many outflows of funds, so don't be too fudgy. Okay, let's see. Bitcoin mining difficulty. Current Bitcoin computing power is maintained at 410 a second. The mining difficulty is 5562 tons. Next mining difficulty. It's finally going to fall, down 1.62%. But compared with the 37.2 billion at the end of last month, in just 5 days, the computing power increased by 10%. If the market doesn't plummet next, computing power rises. It should be a high probability event. Computing power rises, Bitcoin miners' profits will decrease. But I want to ask you a question. Common question. If you are in Bitcoin, in the mining industry, computing power has been decreasing. There are fewer and fewer people mining. What would be your reaction? This is what mining is like. Get in early and enjoy early. If you wait until April next year to enter, your benefits, just divide it by 2. Even more. The good news is Bitcoin's block time. There has been some decline. That means the market will usher in a halving cycle soon. If calculated based on the current speed, high probability of halving time. It will happen around the beginning of April next year. Then by then, we have to be prepared, ushering in a new round of bull market. Finally, let's look at the liquidation data. The current contract liquidation volume of the entire network, it's $22 billion US. 24-hour liquidation volume, over $450 billion. It seems that people who bet on the exchange, it is really a lot. Let's just look at the data. The current long-short direction of the market, actually it's not clear. Bitcoin funding rate, it is now slightly below 1201 AM, but not in a negative value. What does this mean? Explain the amount of money for long and short bets, at about the same level, so the current total open interest of the exchange, slightly low. In this case, if the banker wants to cut off retail investors, I'm afraid I can't eat too much meat. If the open interest increases in the future, the funding rate is above us 0.01, or if it shows a negative value, then there is a high probability that the next round of market, it started to explode. We will continue to help you pay attention. This sensitive data. Please press like. I will sort 24 hours of key news out right away. In the crypto space we often say, one day in the crypto space is equal to 10 years in the world. Various things happen every day. New and interesting things. Everything is possible in the present. Looks inconspicuous, but it is possible that history has a very important influence. A recent session on MakerDAO. Discussion with Solana. It's just in the hustle and bustle. The trigger for this incident is the founder of MakerDAO, Rune Christensen. What does he suggest? He suggested using Solana's code to create a new public chain. After the news broke, founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, is not happy. He directly dumped 500 Kemper. This is VGod after 2 years, selling Kemper for the first time. This matter. But the community has been screwed up. Could it be that MakerDAO want to join the escape from Ethereum?
Let's first talk about the trigger this time. Rune Christensen, founder of MakerDAO. It is recommended to use Solana's codebase. Create a new chain. This suddenly caught VGod's attention. In the view of VGod, this has to do with technology choices. Events mixed with political views, can't let it go easily. Then, he sold his MPR to express one's attitude. This is not the first time. Some DeFi projects are freeing Ethereum. As early as June 2022, DYDX announced, will be moved to the Cosmos ecosystem. Created native DeFi applications, industry precedent for escaping from Ethereum.
Actually, why? These DeFi projects, many people choose to escape from Ethereum. 2 reasons. First, Ethereum's transaction speed performance that really needs to be improved. Faced with more and more when users need it, have you ever paid on the Ethereum chain very high gas fees? I don't feel bad, it really hurts. Secondly, some new public chains, like Solana Avalanche, their performance in terms of scalability show very strong potential. In fact, these are all attract the attention of DeFi projects. Then MakerDAO, will it be the next projects leaving Ethereum? At present, it seems that the conflict has not reached that point yet. But if Ethereum can upgrades, speed performance price, without a qualitative change, I believe there will be more and more ecological. Get out of Ethereum. Let us talk about Ethereum again. Ethereum is now in no doubt. Even though it is slow, it is expensive, it is difficult to use, it is still the king of the public chain, because the leader of ecology, it is Ethereum. The latest words and deeds of Ethereum, including members of his foundation, what they said, will cause shock in the market. Recent one everyone. What is the topic of Layer 2? Just by members of the Ethereum Foundation. He's the one who proposed tank shedding. Dan Crater detonated. During a discussion he said, if you don't use Ethereum as layer, modular blockchain, it's not called roulette, neither is Laruta. As soon as this word came out, but capsized the boat, caused the whole lovely discussion in the Ethereum community. Many outsiders start to understand the essence of Layer 2. Initiated thinking
about not using ETH(layer), modular memory blockchain, not the topic of Layer 2. Ethereum Layer 2 famous research institution, 2bit said, optimistic chain will be renamed to Optimium, distinguished from OP rollup hat. At the same time, 2bit is still on the homepage of the website, add show rollups only button. Allow viewers to hide Validium. Information about Optimium. Rollup directly. And those. Realize that expansion network without ETH. Differentiate. He also named Validium. Security flaw.
Give a simple example. Is equivalent to Ethereum hangs a plugin, built a 2-story building, and then put some high-frequency trading, small transaction, put on Layer 2. To calculate the total, put the final result. Just put it on the main chain and record it. It can improve the throughput of Ethereum, improve its network, efficiency of operation, lower gas fees. So what exactly is Layer 2? What are the standards for Layer 2? The problem has always been that the market, the benevolent sees benevolence and the wise see wisdom. In fact, we still have to look at the mainstream public opinion. Ethereum Foundation. What kind of attitude is it? But the Ethereum Foundation. There isn't one now. Precise and strict definition. To put it bluntly, the Ethereum Foundation. I think its purposes. I'm facing the entire market now, although you're blooming. 100 schools of thought contend. Let me see who gets out, or let me see which standards. It is a relatively stable and safe standard. I will decide the ecology of Laruta. How should we define? Do you think, is this the case?
Grayscale wins SEC case. 7 Bitcoin spot ETFs postponed. This battle between power and market. Who do you think will be the final winner? A refuge for Bitcoin miners. It is also a paradise for mining companies. I mean Iceland.
Okay, let's see. Bitcoin Trust Fund battle. Legal battle for ETHs converting to spot. The end of August is coming to an end. Grayscale wins SEC. But if you think about it, as a regulatory agency, SEC looked at the meat in the pot and rebelled. Can you let it go? Definitely not. But within my scope of authority, what can I do? I defer your application, so everyone can see. So far, although Grayscale pulled back a win, but the SEC is dragging its feet. This is also within its purview. Bitcoin spot ETHs on the market. Can it pass? Everyone's expectations are very optimistic. After all, the lawsuit was won. The SEC keeps delaying. It's just a matter of time. So many politicians, and encrypted Big Coffee thinks that Grayscale's victory means next path to SEC approval for Bitcoin spot ETH. It's already paved, so do you think it's true?
Wall Street giant JP Morgan Chase recently released report forecasts in the SEC for Bitcoin futures ETF approval context. Court wins case against Grayscale could force the SEC multiple spot Bitcoin ETF applications approved. Previously, SEC cites market manipulation concerns. Spot Bitcoin ETF application rejected. But JP Morgan analysts believe in futures, ETFs and spot markets with similar risks, this position may not hold. On the other hand, former SEC Chairman Jay Clayton also mentioned, now open via retail, acquiring Bitcoin is suitable.
Whether cash trading was so easily manipulatable that retail folks should not have access to it. There are now large institutions with surveillance mechanisms who are coming in and saying, no, that's not the case. We can rely on the efficacy of the cash market to a sufficient extent where we believe this is an appropriate product. That's a shift.
In fact, we might as well think further. Think about it. SEC postpones or he keeps saying no. Reasons for a Bitcoin spot ETH. What exactly is it? SEC must know. After Bitcoin spot ETH passes, all traditional investors in the United States, whether it is an organization or an individual, can pass a simple and easy way to hold Bitcoin indirectly. Then this is for the entire cryptocurrency market. In terms of market value and influence, undoubtedly a boost, like a rocket. Then the SEC wants to pass the power in its hand to cut leaks. Then he will have to worry about it. With votes in hand, holders of these cryptocurrencies, he wants to pass fines again in the future. To make money for your own pocket, it will be very difficult. So this is the SEC, I think, a reason for rejection. But now the court ruling has come down. How long can the SEC delay? Let's go and see. Everybody knows. What is the most important thing about Bitcoin mining? Depends on how much your electricity cost is. And it has to be cheap. And a sustainable electricity supply will do. There are many countries in the world very friendly to Bitcoin mining. For example, take Bitcoin. El Salvador's legal tender. Another example is Bhutan, the country that cooperated with BTC some time ago. These countries all have very abundant power resources. In fact, there is another country, is often ignored by everyone. That's Iceland. Iceland not only has ranked first in global power generation, and many mining companies also want to be in Iceland. Go open your own mine. For example, Greenlux, and Borealis Data Center, and Advania Data Centers. These are very famous mining companies in Iceland. So what is the charm of Iceland? Why it can have such cheap electricity? Let's watch.
Mitsubishi UFJ Trust Bank, Japan. With Web3 development company, Jinko reaches cooperation. Plans to launch crypto asset trust services. The service is scheduled to launch this year. Recently, Musk tweeted, video and audio calls are coming to X. This feature is available for iOS, Android, Mac and PC. No phone number required. X is a valid global address book. The Yearn community has voted. Proposal YP75 on launching V3. The final support rate reached 83.74%. The proposal recommends launching a complete V3 system. Enables anyone to do so without permission. Deploy V3 vaults and strategies. Recently, Decentralized Ethereum staking infrastructure SSV network. Post a reminder on X. Official Discord is under attack. Please do not click on any links claiming to issue airdrops. After SSV network posted on X again. So the team had regained control. Official Discord server. Now back to normal. Avalanche developers stated in X. Subnet EVM version 0.5.4 has been released. This release by AWM. Precompiled to EVM. Introduced experimental support for Avalanche warp messaging.
At the moment, all homes in Iceland are using less energy than Bitcoin mining. So it's obvious that Bitcoin is a huge sector in Iceland. And if we need to build more power projects, we are cutting into ecosystems, geology, unique geology. And inviting projects like Bitcoin, we would need to build more power plants. It's hard to say that we need to build more power plants.
So it seems, Iceland is really involved in Bitcoin mining. Is a perfect fit. Bitcoin wants cheaper electricity bills, low cooling cost, low temperature. Iceland has it all. No wonder many mining companies, everyone will regard Iceland as a battleground for the being family. And as far as I know, Iceland's political environment is also relatively stable. So I think, flipped next stop, might as well go to Iceland and smell it. Look at building a mine in Iceland. What does it cost? Let us take a look at Express in crypto space.
Presented by Defi Llama. RPC infrastructure Llama nodes announced. Its RPC service is now supported BNB chain BSC. Llama nodes provides a range of unique features. Includes a high degree of privacy protection, excellent RPC speed, cost savings, built-in MEV protection, and the ability to pay with cryptocurrencies. By the Reserve Bank of India (RBI) and 247 Indian banking companies. National Payments Corporation of India (NPCI). We are hiring a blockchain technologist. Come to lead and research blockchain. Opportunities for application in current payment systems. Ethereum Layer 2 network linear. Express on social platforms. Important news will be released tomorrow. It is worth noting that the content of this tweet. Important message with Jinghao. And Jinghao tags not related to airdrops. Self-hosted crypto smart wallet Giddy. Expanding private key technology. Instant support for Ethereum mainnet. Following first on Polygon network. After launch, Giddy now supports a second chain. Founder of Tron, Justin Sun, member of Huobi Global Advisory Board, will be attending on September 5th, Korea Blockchain Week held by, and with Market Across Account Director Ronnie Levy. On the theme of Asia's rise, milestones and innovation. Have an in-depth conversation.
In the investment market of currency circle, including me before, also use long-term and short-term to distinguish the concepts of investment and speculation. But as my understanding improves, I think this statement now a little less reasonable. You say a speculator who's been making money with an investor who keeps losing money. Which one is more reasonable? So I think that distinguish between investing and speculation. There is only one standard. It's just speculators who are fence setters. Bloggers said, which coin is going to rise? Speculators buy it now. Don't even look at this coin, valuable or not. Investors are good at learning. He sums up the experience. Then learn the underlying logic. I think it's investment and speculation. Biggest difference. So even people who are short-term operators, he also has to know the basics of short-term. Know the background of this coin. To profit in the short term. So you also want to be investor who can make profits in the short term. May wish to join our member exclusive group. In our trading log, we'll operate in the short term and tell you some strategies for trading. We will survive the bear market with you. Let us become rich together. See you tomorrow.